Okay, I want to tell you that when you turn this, your flywheel, you have magnets, and the magnets are going to give you a little resistance, but you can feel in between the magnets how much resistance there is, and there isn't hardly anything. Another thing, 3 bolts I have to leave off of this flywheel starter cage, and the reason being is somebody had this apart before, and what they've done is they've drilled this and tapped it a different size, but the threading, I would put bigger bolts on it, but the threading isn't right, it's goofed up. And this is a hardened steel, this is a hardened piece of steel. And tapping into this is almost impossible, you'll break your taps. And I think what they did is they decided that they would make these bolts bigger because it broke off when they were trying to take the flywheel off, if that makes sense to you. So we only have 3 6x1 mounting screws to hold our cage on. That's not a really big problem. That should last. That should be okay. If there is a problem, it will be manageable in the sled. You'll be able to take the cover off, this off if they've broke off, and you will be able to pull the flywheel. We'll have to get another flywheel for it, and then you can put your bolts back on. But that's not a problem, and a used flywheel isn't that much for this. But mainly we're looking at how much slack we have in this. Okay. Also, we have our oil pump, and our oil pump goes in this boss right here. And you kind of got to move the arm out of the way in order to put it in there. All right. And then it's got 2 6x1 screws that hold it in place. What I've done is I've done the trick to, just like I did to the cages, the reed cages, is cut off the tops of some nails and put some new hose on there. I saved these clips because the clips are pretty, or not clips, but the clamps, because they're pretty trick. This I have just a piece of 1/4-inch hose, and I have a plug shoved in the end of it. And essentially all we're trying to do is keep the muck out of our oil pump in the event that we want to use it in the future. When this goes together, you need to lubricate the shaft and this gear with some oil, and then make sure you get your thrust washer in there. Your thrust washer goes between it and the oil pump. Then I would put a little bit of ultra gray on this oil pump gasket, and to seal it off really well. And then we'll work on our water pump next on the other side. It's too bad we don't have a block off plate and some sort of electric water pump, because this water pump is so dodgy. Okay, we'll come back as soon as we get some